into a rare green day for crypto. Bitcoin up 3.5%. Many altcoins moving strongly today despite a very tricky Fed meeting yesterday. We live streamed it. We covered it off. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch what happened with Jerome Powell, with the rate hike, with the press conference. I've timestamped it all for you guys to get caught up on what happened. But in essence, we faced a 75 basis point rate hike. And we saw a bunch of mixed emotions from the market. Initially, we saw us fall down to the downside, red. That was because of the Fed funds rate projection. I'm going to get into that shortly. We then saw a bunch of green later in the day as the dollar index started to fall. We've also got Bitcoin moving up positively today. I'm going to explain why and what's going on. And we're going to take a key look at some of the key levels in the charts, guys. Don't forget to smash up the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm sat here in the car to give you guys a quick update regardless of where I am. I'm traveling today. I'll be back in the studio hopefully for tomorrow, giving you guys updates in my normal setup. But you guys already know it's the content that matters. It doesn't matter if my camera's not great. It doesn't matter as long as the content is great. And as you can see here, Bitcoin pumping nicely. I've just adjusted this triangle a little bit to account for this new top we've got now. And you can see this tends to be the triangle wave seems to be forming here on Bitcoin. We've got an interesting support level forming at this level here, 18,300. So I've just added it as a minor support level. You can see that our bigger support level was the channel, right? We broke down from the channel at 18,700, but we can see now a double bottom, two touches here to the bottom at 18,300. So we know that's a key level. But the question is, how long is it going to survive for? Is it just a matter of time before we could bounce around here for a little bit before our extended move to the downside? You guys know my price target sits at 17,500 first to go test those previous lows, and then even lower down towards 17,000. That's what I'm looking at. But the question we all on everybody's mind today is, why are the markets moving green? And in order to give you a little bit of clue behind that, let's quickly take a look at what's going on in the markets, and because this is going to give you a clue. So you can see now that the European markets are sliding, and most importantly, I want to focus on the FTSE. We can see the FTSE down 0.2% today as they announced another rate hike. Okay, so they went ahead and did 50 basis points. Now the market here in the UK was expecting 75. They priced it in. So just similar theme to the US, they're being a bit cowardice, right? They're not pulling that band-aid off and really focusing on bringing inflation down. So the market's not reacting too positively to this here in the UK, and it's a little bit of a concern, similar to what we saw yesterday from Jerome Powell, where the markets were expecting 100 basis points. Now the other thing to look at is I do want to bring you guys up to speed with what happened yesterday in the summary of economic projections. Okay, so I wanted to explain this on the live stream. I just want to make sure you guys have got the message loud and clear. One of the main reasons we fell to the downside yesterday was this 4.6% just there. What that basically means is that the Fed officials are now saying, this used to be 3.8 in the previous reading. You can see that when they did their June projection, they said 3.8. They've bumped it up to 4.6. So in other words, what the Fed are now saying is we're going to have to rate hike further, deeper into tightening policy. So we're going to have a 4.6 somewhere in 2023, and then they'll taper it down with a 3.9 expected to be the high in 2024 and then 2025. You also want to take a look at the dot plot. We did this yesterday, and you can see many Fed officials are expecting us to come up to these levels here, which you can see between 4.5 and 5%, with many officials, 6 officials there at the top, right in that point between 4.75 and 5 here on the scale. So in other words, hawkish, really hawkish, and they're focused on keeping rates tighter for longer. Jerome Powell also spoke about the fact that the real estate market will need a little bit of a correction. Remember, people feel wealthy based on their real estate, particularly in these Western economies. It's the value in their properties that makes them feel wealthy and makes them make purchases, holidays, cars, other expensive items, is based on the perception of wealth. So if property prices start to come down and affects the real estate market, which has a correction, that will help to bring inflation down. So we know that's part of the issue, and we also know that they've increased their projection of how much unemployment we're going to see, whilst reducing GDP as well. Now the difference between the US and the UK is at least the UK are now admitting we're pretty much in a recession. So they've gone ahead and said, yeah, we're pretty much in a recession. We're not trying to deny the metric, which is what's going on in the US. So we've got a little bit of this political games going on, and that is going to weigh on the market. Now, where do I stand? Let's get to the point of where do I stand. I'm still expecting lower prices, guys. That was not a good meeting from Jerome Powell. It was a very negative meeting in that he's saying, look, we're going to go deeper into rate hike territory, and we're going to stay there for longer. So whilst the market can have short interims in terms of rallies and excitement, I'm not getting caught up chasing those green candles. I'm expecting a longer term pain with plenty of opportunities to dollar cost average in. I know we've already had plenty of opportunities But for those of you new into the market, check out the links into the description. BYBIT, BITGET, those are the platforms I use to trade, to buy on spot as well, and to accumulate my bag. So definitely do check those out if you're looking to start building your portfolio. And by the way, if you haven't learned TA, if you don't know what TA is, I've got a free course. I've made it for free, guys. It's worth thousands of dollars. It's in the description. Go take the time and watch it. A lot of you guys are not taking the time to watch it. And I knew this would happen. If I made it, payable, loads of you guys would have taken it really, really seriously, paid for it, and learned for it. Just because it's free, why are you not taking advantage of it? Use the link in the description. Go over there, watch the course, EMA ribbons, head and shoulders patterns, ascending triangles, descending triangles. Everything is in there for free. 10 years of what I learned in traditional finance. Guys, take advantage of that, please. So that's what we're looking at. Now, the other thing I did want to show you is Ethereum. Let's get a quick update here on Ethereum. Now, with Ethereum, you guys will know that I shared with you this head and shoulders pattern with neckline at 14.15, and we're playing out perfectly towards our price target. You can see that the first price target I set was the top of the channel at 1270 range. So that's exactly where we've managed to reach now. So we've hit our first price target. Now I'm looking to see, can we get to that 1,000 level at the bottom of the channel? Now, this might not happen immediately, but that is what I'll be expecting here on Ethereum over the next few weeks / months. Remember, the technical price target, which is a bit far-fetched, but it is the technical price target from this type of move, is all the way down to this 835 range. So I'm keeping that in my mind as well, just to make sure if we do get some of those crazy falls post the merge now, I'm ready to dollar cost average in. Again, buy the rumor, sell the news. And speaking of that, we've got to take a look at Cardano. Cardano's Vassal hard fork is due today, and a lot of people are really excited by it, but it's also falling under the radar a little bit, which is an interesting one. Remember, you normally have buy the rumor, sell the news. Well, Cardano's not really moving more than other things. I don't feel like this hard fork is priced in, so it's a really odd one to try figure it out. I don't think you're going to get a crazy pump, because in this type of market, not everything is risk off, and there's restrictions to liquidity. I can't see it having a massive move, but I don't think you're going to get a massive fall either, because it's not like Ethereum where everybody's buying it up in the lead up, really excited about ETH 2.0. The Vassal hard fork's kind of gone under the radar. People aren't talking about it, and they're far more focused on other macroeconomic situations, which is rightly so, really. So I'll wait to see how that plays out. Does it go smoothly? Obviously, if they have any bugs or any issues with the hard fork, expect this to fall quite sharply. But otherwise, if it goes smoothly, I don't expect a massive move to the upside, really. I just don't think people are paying the attention to that right now. Also, let's get a quick update on Phantom. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me for Phantom. I've just not had the time to do a dedicated video here on Phantom, but for now, you can see here we're holding up pretty well here, just below our 24 cents mark, which makes complete sense seeing as Bitcoin's below its channel. So we know Bitcoin's fallen below its 18,700 channel initially, and that's what led Phantom to fall here. So you're seeing a little bit of support coming in at 22 here on Phantom, and now it's just a case of looking at Bitcoin, right? There's very little point looking at the individual TA of every single coin. It's looking at Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's going to follow the wider market. So we know we're in a period where risk is off, and the markets are really tentative right now, and that's an opportunity for us to continue to find our favorite plays, dollar cost average, and hold. I'm holding my bias for more moves to the downside. Now, let me remind you of what the dollar index is saying. Remember, dollar index is inversely correlated to crypto. And if I just go into the daily chart here, you can see it's continued to show really big strength here. Dollar index has always shown really good strength here, well above its EMA ribbon. Now, you're seeing a weak day today, which is allowing crypto to pump. But again, let's not get too carried away. What does this trend say to you? If I show you this chart, what does it say to you? A really steep climb, really powerful dollar index, overextended from its EMA ribbon. So yes, you can have a couple of days where this calls off and comes into its EMA ribbon, and Bitcoin will do really well in that period. But longer term, what is the trend? When I go into the weekly chart, what is this trend that we're looking at? We're looking at a trend where the dollar index continues to show strength. It's in parabolic mode right now. So yes, it's got room to cool down, and crypto can benefit from that in the form of a pump. But those are not green candles I'm chasing. That's not me going, oh, look, I'm so excited now, we're ready for another bull market. Absolutely not. Those are green candle days where I'm not buying. I'm looking for the red. I'm looking for when Dixie has really powerful, strong green days. That's when I'm buying, because crypto will be red. So hopefully that makes things clear, guys. Really tricky market out there right now to navigate. Look, the economy is really, really in a bad place globally, right? Global slowdowns. The UK here suffering. The US is suffering with inflation, and they're struggling to bring it down. And now we're heading into a winter, which is going to be an energy crisis winter due to the Russia-Ukraine tensions, as well as many other things going on as well. And we need to sit tight. We need to sit tight, figure out our streams of income, and try to invest and dollar cost average accordingly. If you're holding any projects which you do not have conviction in right now, you need to evaluate why are you holding it. Because if Bitcoin's to fall to 12, 13,000, are you going to panic sell then? Because if you are, you need to evaluate. If we get a pump now to 20,000, 21,000. Maybe that might be a good point for you to jump ship if you don't have conviction. That's really important, and nobody can give you conviction or tell you to have conviction. That's something you have to do through the research you've either put in or you haven't put in. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you appreciate this type of content, smash up the likes and subscribe. Check out the links in the description to our Discord community, to Telegram. Make sure you watch the TA course. Get involved in the community. Spend some time in the description. See all the different things available. I've got free downloads of PDFs and cheat sheets there as well. Take advantage of it. Build your conviction. Learn about crypto and build during this crypto winter. I know it's tough. I know it's boring. I know your friends aren't talking about crypto anymore, but that means you're in the right place at the right time, and you just need to make the right decisions now to continue to evolve and build your knowledge over time. Thanks for watching, guys. Go watch this video here, and I'll see you in the next one.